B value. So if you have the 4 ohms, 4 ohm plus 4 ohm creates 2 ohms. Instead of creating an 8 ohm primary, it creates 2 ohms. So as we clearly understood, so if you connect it in parallel, this is the numbers we're going to get in. If you have two 8 ohm speaker sets, so 4 would be optimum. You have it right there. If you have a speakers that you already have one with 3 ohm, you want to increase the resistance on the other speakers. So let's say you have a 3 ohm speaker here. Let's say 3 ohm speakers here that we want to indicate. There's a speaker that is 3 ohms and you don't want 1.5. You want to apply a resistance in conjunction to this that you get sort of 2 ohm resistor, so this becomes actually maybe 3 ohm resistor here. 6 becomes 3 and 3. So you apply a 3 ohm resistor on your speaker. So what you do basically, on the speaker wire, the black wire that going out, you install a resistor here. If your ohm reading is not good, and you install another one here on the red. If you have too low of a reading in parallel, but if you have too low of a reading, so 3 plus 3 would be 6, you might want, if you have a 3 ohm, you might want to go with series, the first that we mentioned. If you have 4 plus 4 equal 2, you might want to go again with series and connected in series. You're going to get more power out of it. It's going to sound better as well. So you got to decide, but you can do it, if you clearly understand this, you can do it by adding the resistance here to it, putting a resistor, a high watt resistor, to be able to set that. I don't recommend going this way, but if you know a little about electronics, you might want to fine tune it going in that direction if you prefer to do this as connecting in parallel. Okay, two things might come up that I'm gonna reiterate for you right here. Okay, one thing, when you connect the two speakers, when the value of front and the back speakers for center channel, when the value comes up to, let's say, around 3, let's say if each speaker is about 3, you might want to connect them in series. So it would be 3 plus 3 equals 6, not equal 1.5, because that would be optimum for your receiver output. So if the value are too high, 8 plus 8 equal 16 if it was in series. Now 8 plus 8 equal 4. If the value of the front speaker is 8 ohm and the back speaker is 8 ohm, both for a center channel that you want to add, then you might want to go with doing it parallel. If you have two 4 ohm speakers, one in the front, one in the back, so you might want to go with series 2. So we have a total of 8 versus 2, depends on what your system can handle. If you have a real high quality Denon or Yamaha or whatnot system that you can read the manual specs of, is telling you what's the lowest ohm or impedance you can use the speaker, it will tell you if it's 4 ohm, 2 ohms and all that. You go by that guideline. If the minimum is 4 ohm, so you got to connect these two 8 ohm speakers, get 4 ohm. If they can handle the two 4 ohm, you can connect it in parallel. Noted one thing, when you connect two speakers in parallel, the amount of output goes up higher. When you connect them in series, it will draw the amount of output, because when you connect it in series, the resistance increases and it doesn't have as much output. But if your system is strong enough, it will compensate for that. So if you have a very weak system, I recommend you doing it in parallel. So to recap again, it would be real easy. So we already explained to you, this is in parallel. This was in red and black, going in parallel, red to red on the speaker, put the speaker 1 and the speaker 2, black to black, and then connect respectfully red to red on a back audio receiver. The other one was red to black, and connect to the back audio receiver. That was the series. So recapping one more time here. So 8 plus 8 equal here. That's 4. This one is right here is 4, using it in parallel. So let's say we connect the same two speakers in series. So 8 plus 8 value would be 16. Okay, so this would be too high of a resistance for your system. You might want to go with that one. So connected in parallel versus in series, if you have that kind of speakers. If you have this kind of speaker that the 3 ohm each speakers are 3 ohms, this is in parallel. In series, these speakers would be 3 plus 3 equals 6, which would be perfect for your system, and it will handle it perfectly. So you might want to go, if you want to add additional speaker, you might want to do this in series. So if your speakers are about, let me clear this out so you clearly see it. So your speakers are about, let's say this is 6 and is series. So if your this is in parallel, that won't work. So you're going to connect the two speakers if you're 3 ohms each in series, so you get a 6. If the speakers are 4 ohm by 4 ohms, let's say your speakers are 4 ohm plus 4 ohms equal 8. That still would be the prime candidate for series. The parallel would bring it 4 plus 4 equal 2. That would be a good way to go for parallel. So to recap in the right order, so in the beginning we explained how to connect the speakers in parallel, in series, and now we have this in parallel. So if you have 2 8 ohm, you get 4 ohms in parallel, 2 8 ohm, you get 16 ohm in series. This won't work, that's too much resistance. You have 2 4 ohm, you have 8 ohm in series, 2 4 ohm, you have 2 ohm in parallel. This will work, and this will work if your system specification is that you can handle 2 ohm. If you have 2 3 ohms speakers in parallel, you have 1.5, in series you have 6. I recommend this one. I think most of the systems that are really high grade and good quality, they go up to 6 ohms or 4 here for 2 8 ohm speakers. That does it, and it will create the best possible sound for you, because the center channel, one coming from the front and one center channel is gonna come out from the back of the system. So front would have the center channel, the back of your room or where you're sitting, your TV room, whatnot, has a center channel as well. So when you're not watching, or when you're just talking on TV, and when you have a scene that is sort of is dialogue only, and there's no sound effect on it, it will sound a lot better. It's more immersive because you hear the dialogue all around the room, and you're not going to be using the 7-channel stereo, because that will cut into your surround sound functioning, and your surround sound system would not function properly if you use 7-channel stereo. And the reason a lot of people have a feedback that they tell you that the surround sound system works okay for them, because they put on a 7-channel and everybody likes the 7-channel stereo, but it defeats the purpose. It won't be played as a surround sound. You won't hear it in surround sound. You won't hear the Dolby. This way you're going to hear the Dolby. This way you're going to hear to any bracket of the surround system you have available, THX or whatnot, whatever system you're using, this still will work. It won't diminish the quality of it. It would add more resonancy and better immersive sound to what you already have. So you have front speaker, center channel, back speaker, center channel, and it's going to sound a lot better. You can try it and you're going to agree with me. Thanks for tuning to Robotics. We appreciate it. Any comments you have, please let us know, and we'll be glad to answer. Any question, anything you want us to do the video about, please comment or send it to uforobotics@gmail.com, uforobotics@gmail.com. I'd be glad to set it up and get it done for you. Have a very happy days ahead of you, and good luck, best of luck with everything, and hope that we can answer all the questions that you have. This will work the best, and you're gonna agree, and it's gonna sound very good. Thanks for watching from Robotics. Thank you once again. Our Gmail address is uforobotics@gmail.com. Any question, comment, and please subscribe. It will help us add more videos for you. Thank you.